describe your daily routine?
Sure. On weekdays, I usually wake up at 6:30 in the morning. I start my day with a short run around my neighborhood to energize myself. Then I take a shower, get dressed, and have a light breakfast, usually something like toast and fruit.
That sounds healthy. What time do you leave for work?
I usually leave the house around 7:30. It takes me about 30 minutes to get to the office by motorbike, depending on the traffic.
What do you do after work?
I usually get home around 6 p.m. After that, I cook dinner, nothing fancy, just something simple like rice and vegetables. Then I relax by reading a book, watching a TV show, or sometimes talking with friends online.
Do you follow the same routine on weekends?
Not exactly. On weekends, I sleep in until about 8 or 9 a.m., and I take things slower. I often spend time with my family, catch up on house chores, or meet friends for coffee.
That's a nice balance between work and personal life.
Yeah, I try to keep my weekdays productive and my weekends restful.
What do you usually do when you feel stressed?
When I feel stressed, I try to step away from whatever I'm doing. I take a short walk outside to clear my mind, listen to calm music, or do some deep breathing exercises to help me relax.
Do you get stressed often?
Not all the time, but during exam periods or when I have tight deadlines at work, I definitely feel overwhelmed. I sometimes even lose sleep over it.
Have you tried meditation or yoga?
Yes, I started doing yoga last year, and I also do guided meditations using an app. It really helps me stay grounded and focused.
That's great. I've heard it also improves sleep quality.
Absolutely. Since I started, I sleep better, feel less anxious, and wake up with more energy in the morning.
Sounds like something I should try too.
You definitely should. Even 10 minutes a day can make a big difference.
How much time do you spend on social media every day?
Probably around 2 or 3 hours, sometimes more if I'm not busy. It depends on the day and my schedule.
Which platforms do you use the most?
Mainly Instagram and TikTok. I like scrolling through creative videos, fashion tips, and travel content. Sometimes I watch funny videos to unwind.
Do you think social media has more positive or negative effects?
It depends on how we use it. It can be a great way to connect with people and discover new ideas, but it's also very easy to get distracted or feel overwhelmed by what you see.
Have you ever tried a social media detox?
Yes, once I deleted all the apps for a week. The first few days were hard, but then I realized how much time I was saving. I read more and felt more focused.
That's impressive. I might give it a try.
It's worth it. Even reducing your time by an hour a day can make a big difference.
Do you have any pets at home?
Yes, I have a golden retriever named Max. He's been part of our family for about 5 years now, and we all love him so much.
That's lovely. What's he like?
He's very friendly and playful. He gets super excited every time someone comes home, and he always brings one of his toys as a greeting gift.
How do you take care of him?
I feed him twice a day, take him for a walk every evening, and we usually play fetch in the park on weekends. I also give him baths and brush his fur regularly.
Do you take him to the vet regularly?
Yes, we take him for a checkup every 6 months to make sure he's healthy. We also keep his vaccinations up to date.
I agree. Pets are like family members.
Exactly. They bring so much joy and comfort to our lives.
Does your family have any unique traditions?
Yes, every year during the Lunar New Year, we gather at my grandparents' house for a big family meal. It's one of the most special times of the year for us.
That must be wonderful. What kind of food do you usually eat?
There's a variety: sticky rice cake, spring rolls, boiled chicken, and lots of traditional desserts like coconut candy and mung bean cake.
Do you exchange gifts or lucky money?
We give red envelopes with lucky money to children and younger relatives. It's a fun and meaningful part of the celebration, and the kids look forward to it.
Do you still follow that tradition even if you're living far away?
Yes, I try my best to return home during Tet. It's the most important time for family, and being with loved ones makes the celebration complete.
That's beautiful. Traditions really bring people together.
They do. They remind us of our roots and the value of togetherness.
Can you tell me about a memorable meal you had?
Yes, last year I had a birthday dinner at a rooftop restaurant with my best friends. The view of the city at night was amazing.
That sounds special. What kind of food did you have?
We ordered Italian dishes like pasta, pizza, and a delicious tiramisu for dessert. Everything was beautifully presented and tasted great.
Was it expensive?
A bit, but it was worth it because of the atmosphere and the company. It's not every day you get to celebrate like that.
Did they surprise you with anything?
Yes, they brought out a birthday cake and sang happy birthday. I was really touched and even got a little emotional.
That must have made your day.
It did. I still smile when I think about it.
How much do you rely on technology in your everyday life?
Quite a lot, actually. I use my smartphone for almost everything: checking emails, setting reminders, online banking, and even grocery shopping.
That's true for many people these days. Do you think it's too much?
Sometimes. It saves time, but I've noticed that I'm easily distracted and spend too much time on my phone, especially scrolling through social media.
What about at work or school?
We use laptops and digital platforms for most tasks. It's efficient, but I do miss the feeling of writing things down by hand.
Have you tried limiting screen time?
Yes, I use an app that tracks my usage. It sends me reminders to take breaks or put my phone down after a certain time.
That's a good habit. Finding balance is important.
Definitely. Technology is helpful, but we need to stay in control of how we use it.
Have you ever done any volunteer work?
Yes, I volunteered at a local orphanage during the summer holidays last year. It was a life-changing experience.
That's wonderful. What did you do there?
I helped organize fun activities, taught basic English, and played games with the children. We also did some arts and crafts together.
How was the experience?
It was heartwarming and eye-opening. I realized how small efforts can make a big difference in someone's life. The children were so kind and appreciative.
Would you do it again?
Definitely. I'm even planning to join another project this winter, maybe helping clean up the environment or supporting poor families.
That's inspiring. Giving back to the community is really meaningful.
I agree. It's a way to grow as a person and make a positive impact.
Do you prefer living in a city or the countryside?
I've lived in both, but I personally prefer the countryside. It's quieter, the air is fresher, and life feels more peaceful.
That's true, but don't you miss the convenience of the city?
Sometimes I do. Cities have more options for shopping, entertainment, and services. But they're also noisy, crowded, and often stressful.
What about job opportunities?
Most jobs are in cities, so I might have to move again for work. But I'd love to retire in a peaceful village someday where I can grow my own food and enjoy nature.
That's a nice plan. I think both have their pros and cons.
Exactly. It really depends on your personality, lifestyle, and what stage of life you're in.
Have you ever read a book that really impacted you?
Yes, The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It made me think deeply about following my dreams and listening to my heart.
What was so special about it?
The story is simple, but the message about discovering one's personal legend and trusting the journey really stayed with me. It felt like it was speaking directly to me.
Did it change how you live your life?
In a way, yes. I became more open to taking risks, trying new things, and not being afraid of failure. It encouraged me to believe that everything happens for a reason.
That's powerful. A good book can really shape our thoughts.
Absolutely. That's why I try to read regularly now. Books can be like quiet mentors that help you grow.
What's one important decision you've made in your life?
Choosing to study abroad. It wasn't an easy decision, but it helped me grow in so many ways.
What made it difficult?
Leaving my family, adapting to a new culture, and starting from scratch in a different country. I was nervous and worried about fitting in.
How did it turn out?
It turned out even better than I expected. I made great friends from different backgrounds, improved my language skills, and learned how to take care of myself.
Would you recommend others to do the same?
Definitely. It's a life-changing experience if you're open to learning and stepping outside your comfort zone.
That's really encouraging. Sometimes big decisions lead to the most growth.
Exactly. Even though it was scary at first, I have no regrets.
Do you think money can buy happiness?
To some extent, yes. It can give you comfort, security, and the ability to enjoy life's pleasures.
But is it the most important thing?
Not really. Emotional well-being, good relationships, and health matter more in the long run. You can have a lot of money but still feel empty.
So what makes you truly happy?
Spending time with loved ones, doing meaningful work, and taking care of myself mentally and physically. Those things bring me real joy.
That's a healthy mindset. It's easy to forget those things in a busy world.
True. I think balance is key, having enough money to live well, but not letting it control your life.
Are you good at managing your time?
I try to be. I use a planner to organize my tasks, set deadlines, and plan my week ahead.
What's your biggest challenge?
Procrastination. I sometimes wait until the last minute, especially when I feel overwhelmed by a big task.
Any tips that work for you?
Breaking tasks into smaller steps really helps. I also use the Pomodoro technique to stay focused and take short breaks.
Do you always stick to your schedule?
Not always, but I do my best to stay consistent. I also try to reflect at the end of the day to see what worked and what didn't.
That's true. Small habits can lead to big changes over time.
Exactly. Time is precious, so learning how to manage it well is really important.
Have you learned any new skills recently?
Yes, I've been learning how to play the guitar for a few months now. It's been both challenging and fun.
That's awesome. Is it difficult?
At first, yes. My fingers hurt, and I couldn't play a single chord properly. But with practice, I've improved a lot.
What kept you going?
I love music, and I really wanted to play my favorite songs. That motivation kept me practicing, even when it was frustrating.
Are you taking classes or learning on your own?
Mostly self-taught through YouTube tutorials and learning apps. I also play along with songs I like to make practice more enjoyable.
That's impressive. Learning a new skill is always rewarding.
It really is. It gives me a sense of achievement and helps me relax, too.
What are some healthy habits you try to maintain?
I try to eat balanced meals, exercise 3 times a week, and get at least 7 hours of sleep every night.
That's great. Do you follow a specific diet?
Not strictly, but I avoid fast food, sugary drinks, and eat more vegetables and fruits. I also drink lots of water throughout the day.
How do you stay motivated to exercise?
I set small, realistic goals like running 3 kilometers or doing yoga for 20 minutes. Having a routine and tracking my progress helps a lot.
Do you meditate or do anything for your mental health?
Yes, I journal every night to reflect on my day, and I do breathing exercises when I feel anxious or stressed. It really helps me clear my mind.
That's inspiring. I should try some of those.
You should. Even small changes can make a big difference over time.